Hi, thank you for watching us here at Tax Talk UK. We've been asked to cover the high income child benefit charge, just specifically on its own to state what the criteria is. Before we do that, if I could just ask you please to take a moment, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you'll easily be able to refer back to this information should you need to, as well as finding our other information that we have available on a whole wide range of topics. And if you want to be notified when we upload new information, then you will also need to turn on notifications too. So high income child benefit charge. So we were asked specifically, do I need to pay this? How will I know? Well, basically, if your income is over 50,000, then this is when you need to be aware of the high income child benefit charge. It's a charge that's relative to child benefit, which is a benefit that everybody with children up to a certain age can receive. If you both earn over 50,000, both parents of the child that's eligible, then only the one who earns the highest will be eligible for the charge. So how it works is once you hit an income of 50,000, you start to, in effect, have to pay back some of your child benefit by way of the high income child benefit charge. By the time you get to £60,000 of income, then you will, in effect, need to pay back all of the child benefit that you receive by way of the high income child benefit charge. So if you know for definite that your income will be over 60,000, then you may want to consider cancelling your child benefit. But I would please ask you to consider all the implications before you do this. If your income, if something happens and your income isn't what you expect it to be, then you may not have had to have paid it all back. Also, if one, say if your partner stays at home with the children and doesn't have an income and doesn't pay national insurance, then receiving the child benefit will get them a tick in the box for being a qualifying year. So you need to think about that implication. If you're both earning and getting your qualifying years and your income is definitely over 60,000, then you could consider cancelling it. So just a few things to note on the threshold of the 50,000, which is the threshold at which the charge kicks in. There are a couple of things that you should make sure HMRC knows if they're relevant to you. So if you pay into a pension, you need to look at how that happens. So if you pay directly from your own money, i.e. not having it deducted from your income, then that needs to be notified to HMRC. If you have it deducted from your income, but it comes out of your net pay, then you also need to notify HMRC about this. Then if you have your pension deducted before your tax is calculated, then that's not relevant. But if either of the other two apply, so if the pension is paid from your own money directly or deducted from your net pay, then you need to know HMRC need to know how much pension contributions have been made this way, and the gross amount of those contributions will increase the threshold. So say, for example, if you paid a lump sum or regular contributions just by standing order from your bank account to a qualifying pension scheme that totaled £5,000, for example, then the tax that was deducted will be added back onto that to make that a £6,000, and that will increase the £50,000 threshold to then 56,000 threshold. So that's important. As I say, if you are making any pension contributions, that you check how they're made and whether you need to notify HMRC. And then the other instance is if you gift aid any charity donations, Again, you need to let HMRC know the total that you've gift aided in the tax year, and the amount that you have given will increase your threshold. And this is all to do with the tax relief, because both of those things work on a tax relief of 20%, and obviously once you get into high rate tax, then you will need tax relief at 40%, but it also does increase the threshold for the high income child benefit charge. So if you're not sure, if you do contribute to a pension but you're not sure, then do please take advice on that from a pension advisor. And similarly, if you're not sure on the tax situation and what you're doing, then of course please do get some professional advice. If you are subject to the high income child benefit charge, then you will need to complete a self-assessment tax return. So you should ensure that you've registered to be able to do that, and received your UTR number from HMRC, and either engage somebody to be able to do that for you, or register on the gateway to be able to submit that information and to pay the liability charge. Eventually, if you haven't declared it, eventually HMRC will track you down, because they have the information on the child benefits that are paid, and by which time you will have been late potentially in more than 1 year's tax return. You will also then be charged interest and penalties. So it's really important, as soon as you think that you may even possibly be subject to the high income child benefit charge within a tax year, that you actually check out whether you need to notify HMRC of anything that would increase the threshold, and that if you are subject to it, that you do register and you do submit your self-assessment tax return and you pay your liability. So I hope that this helps and gives a little bit more detailed information on how this works. Thank you very much for watching, and please do take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you. Goodbye.